I hope you all saw that. Your boy Donald J. Trump just chose the female character for this playthrough. And now is the time to welcome everyone to our newest series of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Of course, I'm the one who's going to be playing it, so remember to like the video and subscribe and join our channel as a member if you want early access to our videos.
Yeah, we'll be making our way through the ancient Sinnoh region known before as Hisui. A beautiful name for a beautiful region for a beautiful game. We hope you all enjoy this one, and please start leaving comments below now on what team members you'd like us to use and names for them as well.
Jizzy Joe Biden is here in the first episode as well, guys. You know that means total chaos and abuse of Donald, because the fool fucking deserves it. Anyway, Arceus is here looking awesome and godly, and people seriously think that stupid Ultra Necrozma goon is stronger than this G? Absolutely not.
And of course, I'm back as well for this new series, although I won't be playing it for the time being. I want you all to go check out the full movie of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, though, which we uploaded a while ago. That was my first time playing Pokemon, and you will all want to see the amazing team we used for that game.
This game is more important now, though, George. And right off the bat, the starters are staring us in the face. Of course, we have already chosen the one we'll be going with, but we won't reveal which one that is yet. Going forward, though, you guys feel free to choose the teams, and we may even switch them out now and then, too.
Hey, I gotta say, Dawn do be looking sound as hell right now, boys. Also, this game is the first one in the series to be fully open world. I guess Sword and Shield kind of fit that narrative, but this one plays like Zelda does. In fact, they look pretty much the same, but still this game will be super fun to play and watch.
Yeah, and I take it that this guy who woke us up is the professor of this game. Maybe he's somehow related to Professor Rowan or some other guy from the modern era games. Either way, he looks like a gnome who's much taller.
The starters in these games are definitely one of the best ones out there too, aren't they, guys? The ones in Legend Z-A are still getting a lot of heat since two of them are from Johto. Of course, you can expect us to play that game when it comes out, and we'll be choosing Chikorita.
What I want to know is why Donald decided to name our character Dawn. I get she's from the anime, but other than that, you could have chosen something more original, you know, bro. This name is kind of lame and boring, to be honest.
Look who's talking with a name like yours, George. I named her Dawn, though, because she's my favorite character from the anime, and she's a solid 10 as well. Plus, her name and mine both begin with D, and I'm the most important person in this series, and basically on this channel as well, so yeah, that's why, George.
Instead of going on about how great you are, how about we get a move on and help the professor catch those Pokemon which keep running away from him? He's not exactly the best professor, is he, if he can't even control these babies? This is basically the tutorial of this game, though, so pay attention, Donald, as we may have new people watching us.
Well, that doesn't matter, does it? This isn't a walkthrough of the game, Barry. This is me going through the Hisui Region and showing off how great I am as a Pokemon trainer. Of course, everyone knows I'm the best anyway, but just to be sure, this series will prove it once and for all.
The graphics in this game remind me of like some watercolor artwork or something. It may not be the best, but it sure has its own unique style of sorts, which makes it feel very magical and mystical, which I think is the point of everything. I can't explain it very well, but I'm sure someone knows what I mean.
Hey, the professor is finally giving us the rundown on the starter Pokemon now, Donald. So pay attention. These guys aren't even supposed to be in Hisui, so I think someone may have brought them from the other regions. Although saying that, I wonder how far back in time Arceus took us as well.
We're definitely a few thousand years back, aren't we? That much has to be obvious since there's literally no buildings or anything else here that has been built yet. There's just lush forests and meadows everywhere, but that weird storm over Mount Coronet is sure very sus.
Well, conveniently for us, Pokeballs have just been invented in this time period, which means we can use them to catch Pokemons. Albeit, they are very old-looking and use some sort of steam function to power themselves. Either way, they sure look cool, and you can buy yourself your very own legends. Arceus Pokeball from the Pokemon Center website.
That wasn't a sponsorship or plug for those wondering. I guess Barry just wants to share his newfound knowledge, which, to be honest, is pointless. But if you like collecting things, then go ahead and buy yourself one. The one I have been wanting to purchase for a long time is the luxury ball, but it's the most expensive one.
Wow, Donald, you just caught the first Pokemon in this game. That was pretty cool. And the fact that you can sneak up on them and I guess even hide in the tall grass makes this even more immersive. Now we just need this sort of thing in virtual reality, and then we'll be golden, won't we, boys?
Virtual reality Pokemon would sure be cool, George, but I don't think we're there yet for that. There is that Minecraft version of this, though, which is a free open world map pack thing, where we can go around and catch Pokemon. I am surprised Nintendo hasn't sued whoever came up with that project, though, since they're very legistous.
This little Cyndaquil sure was giving you a small run around, Donald. I think this one should be our partner in crime to conquer the Hisui region. He has the most character, and all Rowlet will do is spend half its life asleep. Kind of like my other personality, but thankfully that moron isn't here today, isn't here.
Yeah, that was going to be my choice anyway, because everyone knows fire is always the best and the strongest. There was a reason the Fire Nation was the superior nation in the Avatar universe, and not the peasant Earth or Water nations, for example. Fire is the goat of all types unless Dragon is brought into the picture.
In this case, fire is definitely the best. Although you can't go wrong with the other two choices either. Saying that Typhlosion is stoned in this game, which makes him extra funny to use, and we can make plenty of jokes about us boys blazing.
Oh my God, we have more constant talking to deal with in this game as well, guys. The professor isn't really saying much, so how about we cut to the next important act of this story, which if it was my choice would be taking on Arceus right now.
Right, and here we are in Jubilife Village. I was about to say city, but we're far away from those bustling skyscrapers in this game. Jubilife City is probably my all-time favorite city in the games as well. So seeing it like this really shows how far life has advanced, don't you guys think? I mean, the surrounding area will eventually become all the routes we know and love in Sinnoh, but right now they're just plain fields.
And for those wondering, the Hisui and Sinnoh regions are meant to represent the Hokkaido region, which is the northern area of Japan, and the largest part of it too, if I got my geography right. It's very cold up there, which is like this place. Plus, the architecture here is very Japanese-like and old-looking too.
This place is nice, but I definitely prefer the modern-looking Jubilife City. This place would probably get boring real fast as there's not much to do around here. Plus, the surrounding areas are really dangerous when it comes to wild Pokemon. You probably can't venture out on your own easily like you could in modern Sinnoh.
We're definitely 1,000 years or so in the past. Jizzy Joe, so you can't exactly complain too much. Either way, all the people are nice, and the professor has dressed very modern, like if you look at his clothing. Other than his hat, which I have no about what's going on with that. He definitely needs to change that shit.
And great, we're already getting introduced to the second creepy old man in the game, not even 10 minutes in. Like that professor was all alone with us on the beach, so yeah, maybe I should stop talking about this actually, LMAO.
And would you look who it is? Our boy Lucas, or whatever his name is supposed to be in this game? In the modern games, I'm pretty sure it's Lucas anyway, but of course, since we chose the female character, the male one is our rival of sorts now.
I love how the outfits are basically the same in this period of time and in the modern games as well. It's like they evolved a lot of things except their fashion sense. They even look more like ninjas than anything else, actually. And this whole village could be like some secret ninja village.
The ninja vibes are sure strong here, that's for sure. And this lady who has just rocked up is actually Cyrus's great ancestor or something along those lines. What's interesting is Team Galactic has actually existed long before all other teams, if you think about it, since the Galaxy team is what then evolved into Team Galactic.
Yeah, but somewhere along the way, they became evil. Probably not in this granny's life. But the funny thing, or the paradox of this game, is that Cynthia's ancestor is the villain in this game, when she's, of course, the beautiful and gorgeous champion of the Sinnoh region in the future.
Okay, all that chatting was super annoying. But this here appears to be our room, and just like that, we fall out the sky and get a free house. I mean, what if someone was living here or something, boys? We just took it over like that. But then again, I guess they could just build more, which is how cities grow and develop.
This is a proper Japanese-style room as well. We get to sleep on the floor on the comfiest looking futon I've ever seen. It looks extra fluffy, and we get our own kitchen and place to store our clothes as well, boys.
The general vibe of this game sure hits different to everything else we have played so far, but I am loving it a lot. I love the openness of the land and how pretty it looks. This is what worries about Legends ZA though, since in that game we're going to be stuck in a city 100% of the time.
Jizzy Joe, thanks to your yapping, I got distracted by that tree getting struck by lightning or whatever that was. It looked very sus, and I have to go and check it out immediately.
I bet it was Arceus launching a judgment attack onto that tree, Donald. He was probably getting annoyed by it since it was blotting out his view of the lands. I mean, that's what I think anyway. If I was God, then I would want a good view of my creation and not want a stupid tree blocking it.
That was probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard come out your mouth, George. You're almost at Joe's level of stupidity, but hey, at least things are slowly moving along with the game now. We just spent our first night here in Hisui, and the only thing that's important is getting our damn starter Pokemon.
That's going to happen about now, it seems, too. Plus, this big building we're in front of seems to be the main headquarters of our missions in the game. I guess Cyrus found the blueprints of this building and styled his one in Veilstone City after this. But of course, his was way bigger since he was like a billionaire or something.
Hey, that's one thing Cyrus and I have in common. He is one rich dude, and so am I. Plus, he is a genius, and I am basically one as well. I mean, I bet he'd love to go into business with me, don't you think, boys?
Yeah, until you drop 300% tariffs on his sorry ass with no explanation to why, and then he'll send you to the distortion world, Donald. Although I probably shouldn't make any more jokes about that if we want the channel to stay up and running LMAO.
Yo, I bet this lady would be a good president, boys. As you all know, we're all very old now. I mean, Obama is the baby of the group, but this lady is probably similar in age to him, meaning she could run twice easily. Plus, she has a super strict demeanor about her, which is important. She won't take shit from anyone, especially Taco Man.
Taco Man is going to give you a big whopping if you're not careful. Even though you're Jizzy Joe and way cooler than him, he is still the acting president currently, dude. Also, Donald has been in Hisui for less than a day, and he's already cozied up to everyone already.
Both of you shut the hell up and check out the most important part of the game, which is about to start. The ultimate choosing of the Pokemon to carry us in this game. And of course, I would be choosing the fire type. You can never go wrong with fire unless it's like Tepig, maybe.
You're only abusing poor Tepig because Embor is skinnier than your fat-ass Donald. Anyway, I agree with your point about fire. And I would like to remind everyone to smash the like and subscribe buttons so we all know how much you want to see part 2. This journey is sure going to be a wild one, boys.
And we got ourselves more Pokeballs as well. I love how they just enlist us to help them research Pokemon instead of worrying about our health or where we even came from and, you know, important shit like that.
Well, poor Rowlet and Oshawott is getting left behind to rot away in their balls. But according to the professor, they're cheering Cyndaquil on. By the way, guys, please remember to leave name and Pokemon team suggestions for us as well in this series. We want to see a variety of comments with awesome Pokemon teams listed for us to use.
Yeah, I am so excited for this series. We may take longer between episodes on this one, but we will try make them longer for you all. And of course, members will get early access to them as well.
That's right, so stay tuned for part 2, everyone. We hope you have a great week, and hit the bell icon as well so you know when part 2 is out.
Yo, look who's back. Joe Biden is here in the Hisui region, and today I have no idea what we're doing. But remember to like the video and subscribe, guys. I love you all so much.
Oh great, the idiot is back. And the only useful thing you said was to tell everyone to like the video and subscribe. Anyway, you better all go do that. Otherwise Donald might nuke the world or the moon or the stock markets, depending on how he's feeling every time he wakes up.
Don't worry, Barry, I'm not even real. I'm an AI voice generated by the Lord Almighty Discoml. By the way, we love the reception the first video got, so we want to keep that momentum up for the rest of the series.
And look who it is right off the bat. Now I will pretend I have no idea who this guy is, to build up effect for later on. when it turns out he's actually the evil guy in the game. And on top of that, he's also Cynthia's ancestor, and he has the same eyes as her too.
No one has prettier eyes than me, to be honest, Bush. Now all of you watch this battle be a big W for yours truly. I'm gonna slam this guy into oblivion, or I should say, the distortion world, since he has a Giratina in his pocket, LMAO.
Our man here has a Togepi as well. Now this little fella has a bunch of lore when it comes to our videos. Like back in our first ever series on this channel, Donald went and released a fully evolved one for no reason, just because he hates it. Plus, Cynthia has one of these too.
Oh boy, don't remind me of that whole ordeal, Barry. That was back when we used 11 labs, but then they nuked our voices for some reason. Anyway, here we are in a new life, and I think we won't be using this Pokemon anyway, which should make Donald happy.
That was before my time. But it sounds like Donnie was a big diva back then when it came to Pokemon choices. However, saying that nothing has really changed, has it? But he still beat Volo in our first official battle of the new series.
I mean, I don't know why you're surprised by this, George. Of course I was gonna win against that ridiculous egg Pokemon thing. I mean, calling Togepi a Pokemon is a stretch, but saying that Misty had one, so that's the only W it has going for it.
Right, we're about to venture out for the first time, boys. And unlike the other games, we can't just go wherever we want, because Pokemon in this game are considered evil and scary. And people here don't really know much about them either.
Nah, the real reason is they're just a bunch of pussies, and that's all there is to it. You gotta be a real G like us and just go out into the wild and take everything on with our bare hands. And they call themselves the Galactic Squad. What a joke.
This is the professor. Though remember Joe, and I guess he's just being extra cautious with everything. Although we're like 10 and they're sending us out all alone, so yeah, who knows? By the way, we need to ask the viewers the question for this video, boys.
The question I want to know is, what thing about this game do you like the best and also the worst? And I guess that's two questions instead of one, actually. But anyway, go leave your comments to those down below. We're very interested in seeing what you all think about the first Legends game in the series.
Right, so now, like in every Pokemon game in the beginning, we get to have a Pokemon catching tutorial. And like Sinnoh, the first Pokemon we catch is gonna be Bidoof. This Pokemon is a meme, let's be honest, boys. But we all love it.
And usually we bitch and moan about this, but in this game, since the catching mechanics have been completely changed, we have to pay attention, even though we already had a catching lesson from the professor when we fell from the sky. So this is in fact pointless.
This difference between this and that, though, Joe, is that we get a deeper dive into how some Pokemon react differently and will actually force us into battles to weaken them first. But yeah, your point still stands that me being a pro Pokemon player can basically do anything.
Well, Donald, I didn't mean it like that with you. I recommend everyone go check out the Pokemon Black Nuzlocke Donald did, which he only beat, by the way, with sheer luck, finding a Giratina in the wild, and it basically carried him to victory. Without that, he would have so lost.
Oh boy, I have so got to check that out. Maybe I can watch it all in between this feud Donald has been having with this South African fellow whose name I can't remember. I never liked him to begin with, to be honest. And I am an AI.
Yeah, true, man, all that is hilarious. I bet popcorn sales are going up because of this LMAO. I would love some right now, actually, whilst watching him play this game, because the pacing can be quite slow at times, don't you guys think?
The pacing can be slow, yeah, but I think the features in the game make up for it. Like how I just went into first-person mode to catch the Pokemon, but having that as an option like in Grand Theft Auto would be so cool. And maybe we can see that in a future Pokemon game one day.
Right, so now we have a Bidoof and a Starly on the team. Boys, the final Pokemon coming up should be Shinx, and talking of Shinx, we received so many comments in episode 1 for what Pokemon we should use. And a lot of people want us to have a Shinx on the team. Donald, so make that happen.
Shinx is super cool, and shiny Luxray is all gold and black looking, which makes it look even better. But everyone always uses that Pokemon in the Sinnoh game, so don't you think it's a little overrated or something, Joe? I mean, I would use, but I know lots of people get bored of it a lot.
Well, let's give it one more episode before we make our final decision on this. And that goes for the names of the Pokemon as well, boys. I want to leave most of that with the viewers, but after episode 3, we will start picking names from people who comment.
Look, Donald, I hope you were paying attention to all those instructions which you rapidly spammed your way through. This catching tutorial involves a battle, and your ego is so big lately that it's probably blinding your fat ass from what to do.
Nothing new there, though, is there, Barry? He will probably make it through this one easily like the others, though, so for now it doesn't matter. Something I do want to know, though, is why some Hisui Pokemon suddenly disappeared with no explanation. Also, the fact that this land looks completely different to Sinnoh.
This land looks exactly like Sinnoh. You demented dumb Pineapple Joe. You got to open those old fossil eyes of yours and actually look at the map for more than 3 seconds, and you will see how similar they are. Plus, rocks change and form differently over the years, don't they? I remember my grade 3 science classes.
Yeah, can't believe I will say this, but I agree with Donald on this one. Joe, you fool. And it's also your fault for being a dumbass that I have to agree with him as well. Either way, the maps are very similar, and it only looks different because we don't have huge towns or cities in the routes. If you remember the Arceus and Jewel of Life movie, Sinnoh looked very different in the ancient times compared to modern day.
Yeah, but was that before or after Arceus literally nuked the entire valley to shit with his judgment attack? I mean, he gave that fellow the jewel, which was his power, and it created actual life just like that, which goes to show how powerful Arceus actually is. I mean, he is God, of course.
If your rant is over, Joe, then we are back in the village all safe and sound, and we need to report to the commander lady on our success. It's great and all that we made it this far, but I am still concerned that we have no way to go back home yet.
Who cares about going back home, Obama, when we can set the rules here and become lord of this place? Especially when we have all the gods on our team. I mean, we will literally be the most OP thing in existence.
That is all to be seen, Donald, but for now, the commander seems impressed with you to not blow your own trumpet, but well done on beating the first quest. Also, boys, the Switch 2 is officially out now, so go leave comments on if you managed to snag one or not.
Sadly, I wasn't able to get one berry since I blew all my money on the RTX 5090. This graphics card is going to let me play solitaire in 4K resolution at 120 FPS. Way better than the shitty new Nintendo Switch, which has like one game on it right now anyway.
Yo, you're so lucky you managed to get one, George. I camped out all night to try get one, but I fell asleep and then everyone thought I passed to the nether realm. So they all took my spot in the lane, believe it or not.
Since this is you, we're talking about Joe, then I can actually imagine this all happening. And in other news, boys, check it out. We got the Team Galactic original uniform thingy, and I am looking so hot right now, it's actually insane.
Yeah, you're looking all right here, Donnie, but the shoes are ugly as hell. I mean, who would seriously think wearing something like that would be considered good looking? And even from a practical standpoint, it's so ugly too. I could make better shoes from a newspaper than those things.
Right, we're back in the Team Galactic original base place, looking all dapper and that. And I guess the real journey's actually going to begin now, boys. We're finally going to be official members of Team Galactic, which is a bit weird.
And for some reason, we get a weird-looking hat too, boys. What's the deal with that? And why do we get it last too? Either way, this series is going to be banging. I think one of the first things we got to do, boys, is catch as many Pokemon as possible so that our ranks go up so fast.
Oh, you know it for sure, George? Plus, you can get those variants, which are even bigger than the normal Pokemon you find out in the wild, which is something we definitely need. Like the totem Pokemon of the Hisui region is basically what we can find out here.
Oh man, this guy. All right, so some Brazilian jiu-jitsu shit is about to go down here, boys, and a 10-year-old girl is gonna spar with this fat old man. I don't know how to feel about that, but apparently Nintendo is fine with so I guess that means it's okay.
Alrighty, this is super weird even for me. And I mean, what did he expect to happen anyway? First of all, we are in completely different weight classes, so this would never happen in real life.
Yeah, Joe, there is other things to consider with this whole situation, but regardless, let's forget this ever happened and focus on Donald's plan of catching as many Pokemon as possible to rank up fast. The higher we get, the more access we get to better balls.
Yeah, we definitely need better balls. I don't like the current balls I have, and some Ultra Balls would be really tasty right now. And fun fact, I never have actually got to the highest rank in this game because it was way too much effort, and I beat Arceus before that too.
Fun fact, too, this game has its own Pokédex. Now, I don't know if this was the first one ever, but it was probably some sort of starting point, which Professor Oak then built upon. I also guess that in the Pokemon universe, the Sinnoh region is the most ancient. So lots of things got kicked off from here.
There are probably other regions in the works which we haven't discovered yet either. And those could be more ancient than even Sinnoh 2 one day, Joe. But for now we're here, and we're gonna heading out again and doing quests and going full RPG mode.
Oh, I forgot this game has Minecraft mode in it. And we have to learn how to craft shit, which is a feature of the game I really dislike, actually. Like how pointless and annoying it is to always make sure you have items to make the balls when before we could just buy them in the stores.
Yeah, sorry, I have no time for crafting, especially in a Pokemon game. I would rather just go to the merchants and buy everything I can, which you are able to do, by the way, Obama. This is just in case you're out in the wild and need to make more balls on the fly without having to come all the way back here.
Well, I think this is probably the last tutorial we will have in the game for now, at least. I mean, you can still skip through all this pointless text, Donald, which I recommend you do because who has the time for this shit seriously? Plus, we have lots of side quests we can do as well.
At least the cost for the crafting of the Pokeballs at least are pretty cheap. We only need 2 items which are going to be easy to find. But then I guess as the balls get higher in tier, the resources they might require are going to be in the end game sections of the game.
Maybe this professor is somehow related to Professor Rowan, since he is also interested in Pokemon evolution. That's the same course of study which Rowan enjoys spending his time doing, and to be honest, it's probably the most pointless form of Pokemon research you could do.
Each to their own, Obama. I think Professor Birch is the most pointless with his Pokemon eggs because there's literally nothing you can research about them other than they are an egg, and that's about it. Professor Oak is the OG and the one that really matters in my humble opinion.
Yeah, this guy appears to be our first side quest, boys. And I guess when we complete them, we get items and useful things which could help us on our journey. I just want to get items which can help us battle better and catch Pokemon easier.
The whole purpose of this guy, though, is to introduce us to quests to begin with. Like other than that, his job is to just sit here and guard the base and the village, I guess. I don't know how he could even do that without a Pokemon of his own, but whatever.
Well, suddenly the entire village has quests for us, which most of them at this point are going to be very easy. We can even bang a few of them out now and get lots of helpful items to help us before our first real mission of the game, which is to take on the special totem Pokemons, basically.
I would like to remind everyone to like the video and subscribe real quick. Episodes going forward will be released for members first, so consider joining our channel if you want early access to them. Plus, you get to hear my beautiful voice before anyone else.
Donald, you're supposed to be hyping them up to join the channel, not be putting them off with your nonsense voice. That is absolutely not going to help people become members, but hey, at least the content is pretty good.
This content is legendary, and you're all going to love episode 3, so stay tuned, everyone, and have a great week. We hope to get it out for you all very soon.
Alrighty, boys and girls, we're back for part 3 of Pokemon Arceus Legends, or whatever this game is. Go like and subscribe and join our channel as a member if you want to have early access to our videos. We put a lot of time and effort into them, so would appreciate the support, and Donald also loves money.
Too right I do, Bush. I need to make up for that $45 million I spent on my birthday parade, which barely anyone showed up to, by the way. I should have invited Obama because then everyone would have turned up. I'll have to remember that strat for my next birthday. Anyway, today we're going to be starting some trials and getting new Pokemon, guys.
Nah, bro, you should have invited me instead. Jizzy Joe Biden would have brought all my bitches with me, Donnie, and you would have had a blast. Not like Melania gets much these days, does she, El Mayo?
Not even 30 seconds into the video and the fire is already being spat by Jizzy Joe. I always love some friendly fire right off the bat, boys. But yeah, as Donald said earlier, we're going to be starting the trials now, which means it's going to be time to lock in and focus. I need you to be the highest rank possible by the end of this series, Donald.
I will get to the highest rank. By the time this episode is over, just you watch. And for my first mission here, I basically need to catch more Pokemon, which kind of ends up being my mission throughout this entire game. Like these guys depend on me, and only me, to actually get any work done, it seems, which makes sense, to be fair.
Calm down, bro. You couldn't even end the war in the East after a day like you said you would. LMAO. Probably shouldn't speak more about that. However, so instead, let's focus on these cutie pie Bidoofs, which are here roaming around the lands on the prowl for some battling. Or actually, they probably just want to be left alone.
Damn, they're so easy to catch. Maybe Donald has some sort of gift, or maybe Bidoof at this level are just weak as hell and don't even bother to try escape out the balls. Also, something cool to know is the Pokemon in our party gain experience when we catch Pokemon, so that's another way to train up.
Right, I'm just a Pokemon trainer god over here, so now our boy Ray, or whatever his name is, will take us to the Starly nesting grounds, which just so happens to be a few steps down the path. These ones get startled more easily, which is in their name, I guess, but they will still be really easy for us to catch.
More like a Pokemon trainer moron, but I will say, fair play. You have been on some sort of roll here, Donnie. These Starly are also quite weak, though, so don't get too hot-headed, bro. By the way, we need to ask the viewers the question for this video, guys. So who wants to do the honors?
I think I deserve to do the honors since I barely ever show in the videos, and when I do the Earth stops because it's me we're talking about here, boys. And with that, the question I want everyone to leave a comment about is, which legendary Pokemon is the most dangerous and why? Remember, I asked for most dangerous here and not the strongest. There is a difference.
Okay, and I should add that mythicals are not to be included in this, as they are definitely different. And everyone would just pick Arceus anyway, since he could blink and existence would cease to exist. But my choice for this question is definitely Palkia. That thing can warp space and create very weird anomalies.
Palkia is a solid choice, George, but for me the answer has to be Yveltal. Literally, everyone is scared of that red demon, which has the sole job of taking everyone out of existence with its giant death ray move. You can't get more dangerous than Yveltal, in my opinion.
And once again, Donald J. Trump has to chime in with sense, since you both picked stupid Pokemon. The most dangerous Pokemon award has to go to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's got like 4,000 attack and defense points.
Wrong fucking game, you dumbass. But yeah, Blue Eyes is still goated, and you can't go wrong with that choice. Anyway, make sure to leave comments on what you all think the best choice is for this question, and then we will shout out the one who gets the most likes in the next episode.
And back to the game here. Donald has been roaming around Hisui here himself, catching tons of Pokemon, without much issues it appears. These Wurmple are also super weak though, so no surprise they're so easy to catch. The higher the rank we get though, the more Pokemon we will be able to access.
Yeah, that's right. And then we have the totem ones as well. But I don't think we can use them on our team right off the bat. Like Clivor or whatever the first one's name is. I only remember that one because I Googled the order. They go in since I have lots of free time these days.
The funny thing is the Pokemon in this game are basically very similar to the ones we see in Pokemon Horizons, the anime. Like Clivor shows up in that, as well as a bunch of other legendary Pokemon. But I can't say more if anyone hasn't seen the new episodes in Japanese yet.
Yo boys, Abizel is here trying to wipe us out now. This little orange dude is patrolling the beach area here, and he's big mad. Remember though, we gotta try catch him, Donald, and you have Shinx too, which is an electric-type Pokemon, so some good electrocution never fails against water types.
Pretty sure a lot of that sort of thing happened in CIA black sites. But to stop that from happening to us, maybe another topic change is due LMAO. In other news, you did well in that battle, Donald. So basically all the Shinx and Buizel are always going to be aggressive with us as we traverse the lands.
I haven't done well at all in this battle. The stupid orange fluffy turd is still being a menace to society. Jizzy Joe, and on top of that, he broke out my Pokeball too. I should turn on the Master Ball cheat or something, because a man of my reputation can't be having it diminished all thanks to a Buizel of all things.
Trust me, Donnie, that reputation was self-nuked a long time ago. But anyway, you finally cute the thing, and now we can carry out with whatever Rei wants us doing. This game, for sure, has a long-ass tutorial, though. Like, the first 3 episodes have basically been tutorials and nothing more. Like, we have been playing Pokemon before it even existed, so we don't need to know this shizzle again and again.
I will pretend I didn't hear you saying my reputation was self-inflicted, but your boy here is running low on balls now, which isn't so great. And there isn't any crafting tables near me either, so I have no idea how to get more. Luckily, though, I am quite rich, so can just buy some from that man acting like a Pokemart.
Wow, and speak of the Devil Boys, we just got a crafting kit. Now with this item, we can craft anything we need by finding items out in the world, which is very similar to certain other games. I feel like Pokemon had to add this feature in to make people play the game more, so they have to grind up things instead of just buying them right off the bat.
Talking about playing the game more as well, Donald, to actually fight Arceus, you're going to need to get a Spiritomb, which is an absolute bitch to catch in this game. You have to go around and find his 108 spirit orb thingies, and then he'll appear somewhere. Or we can just get a viewer to send us one if you're feeling lazy.
Yeah, seriously, I cannot be asked to go around looking for those purple orbs in the game. Some of them are in the most cursed places as well. And like your boy here has better things to do with my time, like host military parades or lavish super expensive parties, LMAO. But for real, if anyone has a spare Spiritomb, then let us know below.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned using your Russian contacts to get it, Donnie, wink wink. Either way, I bet a viewer would love to donate a Spiritomb to you when we get to that point in the game. And if they do, they better give it a ridiculous funny name as well.
Right, so at this point in the game, the professor here is talking to us about the ranking system. Now, if you ask me, we have a long way to go before we hit the final one, and I doubt we'll even get there by the end of this series, because this whole thing revolves around us catching the same Pokemon again and again.
Okay, seriously, I don't have the time for this shit if that's going to be the case. I don't care about reaching the final ultimate status if the route takes like 1 billion years. I'm almost 80 years old and have better things to do with my time instead of catching a 100 Bidoofs in a row for a virtual sticker.
Yeah, but you know you want all that clout, bro. I mean, I could make a gold chain out of all the rank stars we get, which would make me look ever cooler. And that could be the album cover for my diss track when it drops next year.
Hang on back up, Joe. What diss track and who are you dissing? Why are we only hearing about this now instead of, I don't know, when you started recording it?
Yeah, and it better not be a diss track towards me either. Otherwise, I'm sending you to the gulags. And not the ones in Siberia, but the ones I have built in the Amazon rainforest. You can get sent there and find the lost city of gold, and not come back till you do.
Jizzy Joe would probably go there, find it, and then melt all the gold down into gold chains for his already very gold neck. And then you'd never see him again, Donnie. Probably for a W for Joe, to be honest.
You know what, I literally don't care, and also want you all to shut the hell up so I can catch this Buizel this time without almost losing my entire team to it. And by the way, boys, we're going to be ditching Shinx eventually for an Electivire because it's just way better than Luxray, and shiny Electivire is the most cracked thing ever.
You just got jet rammed by that Buizel Donald. So much for a pro Pokemon trainer LMAO. That guy came flying at you faster than a quick attack fused with a thunderbolt.
The thing is, some Pokemon will need the faster to throw balls than the standard ones. I'm pretty sure this game introduced some new ones, and we'll need to get them ASAP. My favorite one is that air or wind ball variant, which just flies so fast when you throw them, but it'll be a while till we do.
We are nowhere near unlocking those yet, though Obama, unless Donald hacks them in, which would seem likely, to be honest. Either way, when we do get those balls, then we'll be good for the rest of the game. I just want to see some of those giant-sized Pokemons that are lurking about the area in the other sections.
Goddamn, sneaking up to these Shinx are so difficult. It's like they have nuclear submarine-level radar systems in them, and they just hear me coming from a mile away and then start chasing me. I guess those big ears of theirs do have their uses, other than making them look so cute and adorable.
Okay, Donald, the whole point of this episode has now become you trying to level up your rank and get the first star. We could just cut the Pokemon catching out, as it can be quite tedious at times, but I don't mind finishing my sewing whilst you're doing this.
I have new records to sing and songs to write, though, Barry. Some of us here have actual work to do, unlike you, who is just spending your retirement on doing pointless crap, which doesn't help anyone at all except yourself.
He's probably sewing a new hat for Michael for winter LMAO. I hear it gets quite cold now where he is, especially for himself since he's bald and will never have hair as gorgeous or silky as mine, and I'm way older than him too. Goes to show my genetics are just so cracked.
I'd rather have no hair than have whatever it is you have on your fat-ass head, Donnie. Calling that hair is stretching it first of all, too. Anyway, looks like the professor is finally satisfied that we've met the conditions for ranking up, boys, which only took like 10 centuries to attain. And we still have like 9 more to go.
And now back in Jubilife Village is where shit will really starts to begin. We need to make sure we rank up, and then by the time the next episode starts, our team needs to be way stronger, Donnie. Which means you're gonna have to do your special sort of training. I want Cyndaquil close to evolving.
Well, the commander-in-chief here has to approve my findings first. I can't believe she is the leader, and also that Team Galactic started like this too. I wonder how they went off in the wrong direction from being researchers to planning on ripping our universe apart.
And boom, there it is, boys. Our first rank and star in the game achieved by episode 3. Only like 9 more to go, and it gets more difficult as we rank up. But we do get cool rewards from each level up, so that's always nice to see. For now, though, I'd like to remind everyone to subscribe and like the video.
Okay, the heavy ball has been added to our crafting list, or whatever that's called. With that, we can catch the fatty Pokemons, which means the Giga Chad ones George keeps going on about wanting to see. Let's see how it goes, though, in the next episode, most likely now, guys.
Yeah, stay tuned for part 4 or 5, whichever episode this is now. I don't edit these, so I have no idea, but I think we're under 5 for the time being. Anyway, I am so out of here. I need to finish sewing this hat and then go get blazed up, if you get my drift, LMAO.
And of course, this day finishes with us having dinner. I mean, the food does look good, even though everyone here are basically peasants and money is basically worthless here.
The food is literally bread with probably water, because what else would they have here? I couldn't live in a place like this without my KFC and steaks. Mostly the fried chicken, though.
Alrighty, boys and girls, go hit the like and subscribe buttons for part 4 here of our Legends Arceus playthrough. Today I have no idea what's going on, but I'm sure Donnie will have something entertaining planned for all of you.
That's right, today, some real big boy stuff is gonna be happening, Joe, so time for you to vacate the premises. Can't have little crying bitchy boys around here, because in this episode, I'll be ramping things up a lot. By the end of it, our first alpha Pokemon should be beaten to a little bug pulp, and that there was some foreshadowing.
Before all that, however, I'd like to shout out Andrew here for commenting the answer to a question we asked in the last video. Thanks for that, bro. And if you want to get a shout out, then answer the question for this video. I think Obama will be doing the honors of that today.
I'm about to get interrupted by Ray, however, since he's going to be battling us with his Pikachu. This should be an easy battle, Donald, so please don't mess it up. And whilst you're doing that, I'd like everyone to comment what their favorite anime episode in the series is and why. There are so many to choose from, so we'd like to know your favorites.
Okay, shit is really ramping up now. This is probably another tutorial though, so better pay attention before you just skip all the dialogue and then wonder what you're doing wrong later down the line, which would result in us 3 getting the brunt of your abuse.
The stupid Joy-Con is drifting so bad, man. Like, look, the character of Dawn keeps glitching out to the right, even though I'm not even touching the controller. It's like she's possessed by an evil spirit or something.
Well, if you think about it, this probably won't ever get resolved, so yeah, better get used to it. Also, I'd like to apologize for the delay in this episode coming out. We had issues with one of the voice software we use, which is why our voices now may sound a little different. We hope you all don't mind, though.
I actually think you two sound kinda awesome. And potentially better even. Can't speak for myself though, which is ironic, as I am the one currently talking. However, as long as the viewers enjoy our content and don't mind small delays, then I think we should be good. Also, this series has been super fun for us to record and enjoy.
Well, you also sound pretty good, Barry. I sound a little different too, but I doubt anyone would have noticed unless I said anything. In other news, Donald just beat Rei, or whatever this moron's name is. Him and his Pikachu were hella weak, so I'm not really surprised.
Of course they'd use a Pikachu, though, because it's the main staple of the Pokemon series. Even though the yellow little mouse got absolutely clapped. Oh, and by the way, Donnie, some of our viewers want you to use shiny Pokemon, so you could, get in touch with those Russian contacts if you want to soup our team up.
And now this red-haired lady rocks up out of nowhere. She seems to be talking about battles, though, which means she's probably the master of battling in the town. Something that interests me, though, is that so many people in the village are still scared of Pokemon, but then you get people like this here, which makes no sense. There's no balance here.
Obama be getting very passionate over here like he's at some presidential rally from back in the day. Anyway, he has a point. Some of the villagers are just weaklings, and to be honest, if I was the leader of this village, I'd kick them out and send them out in the wild to man up. Of course, that would include children too, because can't have any of those chickens in my domain.
Okay, so that conversation went on for way longer than it should have. But anyway, since we've proven ourselves to be the superior goated trainer in this peasant village, they've let us move on to the next section of the Hisui region, where we'll find stronger Pokemon.
There's also this new person here. She's colored in the same style outfit as Dialga wears, which makes me conclude that she has something to do with him. Maybe she worships him or something. And then I bet there'll be people who do the same for Palkia as well.
Isn't George such the little genius? Anyway, this new area will have new Pokemon for me to catch, and also we'll get a shit ton of experience here as well. Most likely, I think I can get up another rank as well by the time this section has been completed and take on our first Alpha Pokemon too, or whatever they're called. You guys have been banging on about them, and they basically are totem Pokemon. Let's be honest.
Pretty much, yeah, they are Donald. But before all that, it looks like this chick wants to see what you're all about. So she's going to be battling us with her Munchlax. I wonder if finding a Munchlax in this time period is easier than in modern-day Sinnoh, because I bet these people have more time on their hands to sit and wait under honey trees.
Hell yeah, they sure do have way more time on their hands, Barry. I mean, look at the place they live in. It's a literal wasteland. Fallout 4 has more going on in it than this place does. I bet they put that honey all over the trees and then pass out under them, waiting to hear the slurping of the Munchlax eating its honey.
Alrighty, boys, this battle isn't going as I planned it to. Cyndaquil has already been taken out for no reason whatsoever, and now I have to use our backup Pokemon, which are only in my party right now because I haven't been bothered to switch them out.
So much for the Ultimate Pokemon Pro showing us how it's meant to be done. Sometimes, Donald, you do like to fail miserably, don't you? And this can be a perfect example of that. You should also probably do a ton of training after this battle if you lost to this Munchlax. It is a foreshadow of how strong the Pokemon up ahead are going to be.
He got lucky, got the paralysis on it though. Thank God, that should seriously slow it down. Not that it's exactly the fastest Pokemon right now. Is it? Saying that it can for sure hit hard when it wants to.
Yeah, well, I got lucky in this battle, to be fair. See, boys, I can be humble when it's required. The pro Pokemon player is still about here, and I am a champion multiple times at that. I think I actually hold more champion titles than even Joe does at this point. Bush still has only one for the time being, too.
Took you long enough to finally beat that blue fat furball Donnie, and you call yourself a multi-champion title. Fellow person, we'll probably have to battle this lady again at some point.
I don't care, Joe. I will still win. I will always win. And her little Munchlax looks depressed that it lost as well, which it rightly so should. Imagine losing to a shitty Pokemon like a Shinx. I actually hate Shinx a lot, but Luxray is definitely a goated Pokemon, albeit it being used way too much.
Okay, well, the lady here whose name is Mai says you're worthy enough to carry on through the next area. Donald, there is something definitely building up here. However,
Man, can that woman talk, like all woman. Better not let hear my wife say that. Anyway, you can carry on your way up the mountain now. Donnie, and then find out what they want us to deal with. I hope you're all doing well, though. Dear viewers, I want to apologize myself for the lack of content, but such is life sometimes.
So this mountain is covered with Geodude. Nothing really special about them, but we need them for the Pokedex. Plus Golem is a pretty awesome Pokemon. Also, I know that there is a Staraptor up here somewhere as well. So catching that would really help us out.
Yeah, Golem is awesome, but the best rock-type Pokemon is our Rhyperior. As we all know, the Pokemon is orange, like me, so that's one of the main reasons why I like it so much. However, its shiny form is just garbage, like it goes all yellow, kind of like my hair, but worse.
Donnie is in full stealth mode right now, skulking about in the shadows, trying to ambush the poor Geodude who are just minding their own business. By the way, a cool Pokemon fact lore I want to know is how long do you guys think each Pokemon lives for? I know legendaries and mythicals are basically immortal, but how about Pokemon like Geodude?
Geodude can basically live forever too, if you think about it. They can just reattach pieces of rock to their bodies if a bit breaks off. Like I'm sure all rock and potentially steel-type Pokemon can do that too. But Pokemon like normal types or fire sort of just live and then are gone, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess. But then you have Pokemon like fairy types, which can use healing moves, and so can some grass types. I wonder if they can just regenerate their cells or something.
Fairy types and dragon types can probably live the longest, especially dragon. They're known to be mythical and legendary type of creatures. And of course, most legendary Pokemon are dragon types because they're the coolest.
I feel bad for some of the mythicals though. Like they probably have friends with normal Pokemon, but then of course those normal ones can't live forever, so they probably have to have said goodbye a lot to them.
All right, well that's a depressing thought. In other news, you've made it to the peak of this mountain, Donnie, which means the Alpha Pokemon battle is coming up. I really think you need to do some training though, because our team is quite underleveled here, and we might get clapped.
Wow, so the professor actually made his fat ass way to the mountain. He ran here with full speed and probably lost some pounds too. LMAO. He does, interestingly enough, have a camera with him, which is interesting to see. Normally you wouldn't see things like that so far back in the ancient period, which makes me wonder where we are in history.
George is for sure getting very passionate about everything lately, isn't he? Maybe one of us should tune his voice down a little. But he's right. The professor came here to witness us take on an alpha Pokemon with a goddamn camera.
Wow. And the Pokemon of choice is a Kricketune. Not exactly the first Pokemon which came to mind as being an alpha. Normally this Pokemon is like the first one we see in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, in the first route of the game.
Okay, well, be that as it may, that alpha is still an alpha, and my current team isn't strong enough to beat it. So I'm gonna make a cut and come back with some new Pokemon, and hopefully an evolution as well. I can't be bothered to do training in front of you all, as I have a bunch of court cases to deal with as well. LMAO.
Not sure if that's something to be laughing about, but at least you listened to me regarding the training. And we're back right away, which to all of you was a few seconds, but to us was like 3 days, as we had some things to deal with. And would you look at that, Donald now has a Quilava on the team.
Quilava is for sure a cutie pie, and I have always been super pissed off at the fact that we never got to see Ash use a Typhlosion. I feel like all the Johto Pokemon got sidelined so bad in the anime compared to starter Pokemon from the other regions.
Right. I see the Joy-Con drift is still bothering you, Donnie. Time to get a new one, I think. But until then, beating this bug type with our fire moves should be as easy as pie, which is something I would love to eat right now.
Oh yeah, we have slammed this bug and got the burn on it as well. You got a level 19, which may be a bit overkill, but then again, the Pokemon after this one will be tougher and probably give you way more of a challenge.
That was super easy, but I won't get too ahead of myself. You're right, Obama, one of the few times you've been right about anything in this series so far. But the best part is coming up now with the awesome Pokemon known as Wyrdeer. I love this Pokemon so much, and it was so great they gave Stantler something more.
Yeah, that Pokemon is for sure. Majestic looking, and I love the color scheme he has as well. Plus, it does give off legendary vibes in a way. Shame we can't use it in battle, or maybe we can, and I just have no idea what I'm talking about.
This Pokemon watched our battle against the Alpha Pokemon, which I think shouldn't exist normally. My theory is they have started out as normal Pokemon, but because of the time warp, the normal Pokemon have somehow mutated, probably because Arceus got bored. Maybe
He's become fond of you though, Donald, which is nice to see, and also very rare for you. Plus, we get to ride on this thing's back with a special flute, which will be given to us shortly. I think for now, though, our main goal is to get our next rank, or at least some points for beating the alpha Pokemon.
Beating an alpha Pokemon surely should deserve like 3 rank points to be gained. No one else has ever done this, so I deserve all the love and praise from you peasants. Plus, being a billionaire, I can buy my happiness.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. But sure, whatever that floats your boat. You are getting some praise from me, which should satisfy your ego for the time being. However, but I know it won't last long since this is you we're talking about.
All Ree here is happy about is our progress with completing the Pokedex. But something I am curious about is how they know when it is actually complete to begin with. Like they don't even know all the Pokemon which exist, so the Pokedex can never actually be completed. Let's be honest.
I think thoughts like that are way too deep for our minds, Donald, especially yours. I would like to remind everyone to hit the like and subscribe buttons, though, so you can help our channel out and know when the next episode is out.
Yeah, please go that for us, guys, and sorry again for the slow videos. Hopefully we can speed things up for you with Part 5, which we're working on already. By the time you all see this video, hopefully we can access the next area in Part 5 as well and take on the first legendary Pokemon of the game, which is Kleavor.
A total of 8 new Pokemon have been caught here too. Pretty cool, and should definitely help us with getting to the next rank, which should make Donald happy. Something I can do off screen is catch more Pokemon if you like though, bro, which would save you a lot of time.
Right, guys, welcome to Part 5 of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Today we're going to be doing something of the sorts. I have no idea what, but we hope you enjoy. So hit the like and subscribe buttons for me, please.
Very polite of you, George, asking our dear viewers to do that. But yeah, I can tell them what's going on today, which is setting up the battle against Kleavor. Now, I don't know if Donald will make it that far today, but who knows? Plus, we need to do more quests on the side and rank up our stars so we can level our Pokemon up more too.
Yeah, I think the main goal today is to take on Kleavor, but ranking up is a priority too. The thing is, the higher our rank, the more the Pokemon will listen to us. So my goal is to try get to rank 3 today, which should be easy enough, but I may do a lot of that crap off screen because catching Starlies constantly is so boring.
If you max out the research for each Pokemon, then it should be easy enough to rank up to 3. Donald, going higher than that will require more of the difficult Pokemon to research, as well as some alpha ones too. But those are going to be like level 30 plus for us at the moment. So best avoid them for now.
There's also a ton of side quests we can do, but most of them seem quite boring. And for peasants, let's be honest, most of them are like showing these village idiots Pokemon they're scared of. And for what? So I can get like 1 new crafting item or like $100 extra? How pointless, seriously.
Gosh, the amount of talking these people do is ridiculous. Like, just get on with it so we can go battle and interesting stuff. And we also now have to deal with the 2 clans finally introducing themselves formally. So one of them is a guy and the other is a girl who of course is wearing pink and is a worshiper of Palkia.
All right, not gonna lie, that was a pretty sexist move by Nintendo boys. Either way, she is hot as hell, but her choice of legendary Pokemon to worship is not vibing with me. Like, Dialga is clearly the better choice of the 2, and I know most people will agree with me on that. Plus, Dialga would clap Palkia in a battle like in the movie with Darkrai.
Oh man, I remember that. Dialga hit Palkia so bad that it cracked Palkia's arm or something. Like, damn, Palkia got smacked in that movie, and it was an awesome battle too. Even Darkrai was getting involved a lot and mashing them both up. Speaking of which, I think there is an event for him in this game.
Yeah, there is an event, but I don't think we can do anything about it for a long while. Barry, in other news, the commander is actually assigning us our mission now, which is to head to where this Lord Kleavor fellow is and sort him out. I guess that means working out what pissed him off and then calming him down.
Yeah, most likely that'll be the plan. I'm sure our team will be able to handle it. Plus, I have plans to change our team up in a few minutes, which you'll all see. I think most of you will like my decision for 2 new members, and then the other 3 should be Hisuian forms of some Pokemon like maybe Zoroark. Braviary is also a must since it's an American eagle.
All right, so what's the 2 new Pokemon gonna be? Donnie, I see one of them already, in fact, which is a green Rowlet, which means not only did you manage to get another starter, but you turned it into a shiny Pokemon as well. Pretty standard stuff for you, let's be honest, but still awesome to see. That means the other one is Oshawott, isn't it?
I mean, I'd be surprised to not see a shiny Pokemon on Donald's team at this point. But using the starters was a sound plan, actually, since they have their own Hisuian forms, which we'll never get to see.
Yo, I'm sure Donald will let us see those when the time comes. But boys, check out this Starly Donald was just battled. It looks a lot bigger than some of those other ones we've come across, which tells me that Pokemon in this game are different sizes, other than the alpha Pokemon just being big.
I was going to point that out as well, but you did before me, bro. How rude. However, I wonder if different sized Pokemon have anything different with their stats compared to the normal ones. Like maybe they move faster if they're smaller, or have stronger moves if they're bigger, maybe?
Well, you're battling an alpha Pokemon now, Donald, so get ready. Here is the giant bug-type Pokemon Parasect. This Pokemon is super weird, actually, because I believe the Pokemon is actually the parasite or something and not the crab thing. I could be wrong about that, though.
Okay, I am so not ready to take that thing on. So time to run away, boys. That Parasect was level goddamn 30, and my Pokemon won't even listen to me if I train them up to that level. This doesn't bode very well for me, since the Cleaver thing is going to be hella strong. And then there's going to be more alpha Pokemon around here too, which will probably be too strong for me.
Well, we can always come back to it later, Donnie. My guy. But what you can do is catch the little Paras Pokemon, which are all roaming about here. They are super weak, and you can even evolve them into Parasect later. And also training up Quilava some more will help beat that alpha Pokemon as well in the future.
Okay, time to make your way to the World Tree without getting taken out by any more Alpha B barrels. Donnie, I saw you cut all those out to make it seem like you're some sort of pro, even though we know you're not. You have a long way to go before you hit my level of championess. But until then, carry on being the little peasant.
Around here, there are a shit ton of Bunereals. And Psyduck, though, both of which love to run away from us. So if you want to catch them, then I suggest we use Great Balls. Also around here, there is a little secret section where Scyther live, and they will hurt you a lot if you engage. You don't have any B2s to drop on them either, Donald. So you have to battle them the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, and he gave me shit for bombing the hell out of Yemen back in the day, and now he's, well, I should probably not say more than that. This is probably a good point to remind the world that we're AI-generated voices and have nothing to do with the real presidents, so don't take this seriously before we get canceled, like Colbert.
I should probably keep quiet about all that too. So instead, we're going to talk about the fact that I made it to this sacred tree thingy. I guess this is where Cleaver lives. But before we can even battle him, there's this little punk-ass bitch boy here blocking my path.
Oh, damn. What a little cutie pie he is, boys. I like the look of him, and I bet he has really strong Pokemon like me. And then we can both become friends and ride off into the sunset together. I can show him the ropes as well on how to become a champion.
Oh dear God, Creepy Joe is back at it again, guys. Probably time to bring out the restraining order again. He hasn't said anything like that since we played Pokemon Heart Gold and Joe started getting all excited about getting all those boys' phone numbers. Like he was some sort of Catholic scout leader, man-child or something.
How about we talk about the fact that this little kid has a dragon-type Pokemon already somehow? I mean, it is Goomy, which is the weakest dragon type of them all. But still, this kid doesn't deserve to use this Pokemon. I bet he's made Donald big mad as well because he hasn't got a dragon type yet.
To be fair to Donald, he did wreck the little boy, which means he's probably crying in tears now. But it's okay, because Uncle Joe is here to make those tears disappear with ice cream and cuddles.
Joe, can you keep it in your pants for more than 3 seconds, please, dude? Otherwise, you'll be making a trip to that alligator place the news keeps banging on about for some reason. Talking about news, though, this kid got beat. His name is Lyanne, too, which no one bothered to mention. Not that it's important, really.
And now the other hottie, Iridia, or whatever her name is, has rocked up as well. Apparently, Donald, you need to make some special herbal remedies for the Cleaver Pokemon to smell. And come check out. I guess he's either asleep or hiding right now, which is why we have to do all this nonsense.
I think Cleavor just likes the smell of them, Joe, and it's more of an offering to it as well, since this Pokemon is treated like some sort of deity around these parts. I guess, either way, we don't have a choice. So instead of bitching about it, how about we get a move on?
Yeah, old Bushy is right. But looks like we need to get the ingredients for those herbal thingies first, which means heading back to the base, boys. Also, by the time this video comes out, the world will know about the newest Mega Evolution being Mega Dragonite, which got revealed in the latest trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA. What do you all think about that?
Since you brought it up, I'll talk about it first, since I'm the most important person here. And I will say in short that Mega Dragonite looks like the most stupid thing ever. Dragonite itself is adorable and cute, but all they've done is stuck a pair of Dragonair wings on its head and then a pearl on its ass. Like, seriously, how lazy could they have been with that shitty design? And we're all still waiting for our boy Flygon to get a mega evolution.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I agree with Donnie on this one. Dragonite could have been given a way better design to make it look more intimidating, since normal Dragonite is always friendly and cute looking. And Donald was right about Flygon too. Still missing out on his Mega. I'd personally like to see Mega Dragapult as well, since he is another awesome Pokemon.
The fact that Joe agrees with me goes to show how much my opinion is the truth, and anyone who disagrees is wrong. But anyway, go comment what you all think about Mega Dragonite in the comments. I know for a fact Obama likes it, and George is undecided for some reason which he should care to explain. Come to think of it,
I mean, it looks cute, but also like the most lazy design ever, so that's why I can't make my mind up so far. I'm sure it'll grow on me in time, though. And for those asking, yes, we will be playing Pokemon Legends ZA, but none of us own a Switch 2 yet, so it might be a while before we do. Plus, bigger channels will play it, so no one will watch us anyway.
Those negative vibes aren't allowed here, George, so get them out. Plus, time to end this episode for now, everyone. Sorry this one was shorter than normal. We have had many issues the past week with videos, but the next one will definitely be longer. We can promise you that.
Yeah, so many issues we can explain in the comments, but anyway, please like the vid and subscribe so you know when our next episode will be out. We hope you all have a wonderful weekend as well.
You